had some other things working for us, but we knew if we could get him, to the second half and with an opportunity to get his second win, then we had a chance.
On this stage, they're going for 300 yards again. What does that say about your offensive line and how those guys are really just kind of pushing up front?
They just don't get the credit they deserve, and that's fine. It's been that way all year. They were the big question mark coming into the season, and they feed off of that. But obviously the statistics are starting to prove that that's a pretty good group up front. And just really proud of those guys, and they've been the difference, the whole season. Starting from the beginning of the season all the way through. Once we develop that mentality up front and just that expectation of running the football, it's really exploded, and we've had success running throughout the course of the season.
Were you surprised that they talked as much as they did in the lead up to this? As you say, waking up the sleeping giant?
I kind of was. Obviously when I saw what the young man said, let the trash talk begin, and I wanted to have a chance to speak to him, and I didn't get a chance to after the game. But that was the same mentality that Miami had, in the same stadium, and it's for us, that's not what our culture is about. Our culture is about letting your past do the talking and let the best man win. Because at the end of the day, you can say what you want to say, but it comes down to one-on-one matchups. Are you physically going to beat the guy in front of you? And again, you use a lot of energy, when you spend all your time talking.
What would you have said to him?
Just tell him that, hey man, I have tremendous amount of respect for his game because he's an unbelievable player, and just go out and represent your university and represent your team, with your play, and let's set an example for the young people that are getting into this game because there's too much in college athletics about the me, and still a team game. So just let and he don't need to talk, because he's a great player. He can let his play talk for him.
Tony, do you think the quarterback run game, except in the first half, sort of set up Gallman to have sort of break out in the second half?
I think it was more just the tempo, and just being able to wear him down and still having a little bit more juice in that second half. We tried to come back to the quarterback run in the second half. They made some really good adjustments to stop it, but I think it was just more the tempo, the amount of plays that we had in the first half, got him a little bit tired, and once we got him a little bit tired, we were able to create some more running lanes for win.
You guys seem to get pretty familiar with being up a touchdown, get that 2-score lead, kind of defense giving the ball back, and then going into clock kill mode a little bit. Is that sort of the comfort level that you guys have developed over the years, especially these big games?
Not really, because if you look at the North Carolina game, the last game that we played, we got in that situation, and then we're in a dogfight there at the end. So really, the mentality is, there's nothing more important than to score at halftime. But for us, we take pride, and if we could take a lead into the fourth quarter, we feel like we're going to be able to finish the game. So the big thing is not necessarily how many scores, but just taking a lead into the fourth quarter, and then just buying into our culture of finishing. And I think Coach Sweeney has developed that mindset, and he has a pretty good record of taking the lead into the fourth quarter since 2011.
Were you surprised about how you guys did in the trenches against them, even given what you were able to do last year?
Going back and watching the game, I think that we grew a lot from a run game standpoint. I felt like this year we gave them a better chance running the game. We had some multiple schemes that gave us a chance versus their scheme. We knew it was going to be tough. Didn't think it was going to be quite the numbers, but we also knew that in order for us to win, we had to run the football. And so the guys bought in, and they came out and they played it tail.
Thanks, Tony.